And welcome back to the Texas Underground Radar. I am your host, JVaz. And you're watching the Texas Underground Radar. I just said that. Got my co-host with me.
Never Die.
And we got a special guest co-host joining us today.
GeeLove in the mix. GeeLove in the house. What's going down?
What's your name again?
Gangsta Love.
Nice to meet you.
This man. Somebody get him.
Hey, cheat code. JVaz said I can't drink during the show anymore, so I'm drinking before the show.
He's drunk.
Shows up and acts the same way as if he was drinking on the show. Nah. So it's been a while, man. It's been like what, fucking 2-3 weeks now? Feels like. Has it been 2-3 weeks?
Shit, we dropped last Wednesday.
We didn't record that the week before.
Puts a finger on the lip.
I'm over here like, bro, you're dealing with Mr. Truth. Like, this man speaks the truth, so, you know, he gonna say it.
I feel off. I feel off, man. Like, it's been a while.
It's because I ain't got my hair cut. It was Labor Day.
No, me too.
My barber was shut down, so...
My barber canceled on me again. I don't know what we're going to do. She better be glad that's the only barber in a...
Damn, we some whole divas.
60-mile radius.
I mean, but nah, I guess that's a man's haircut, makeup, right? Facial.
Oh, I'm talking about my haircut. I don't care about my beard. My beard's going to look like shit. It's going to be gray. Like gray. Like next episode, I don't know if that's going to happen. Because this shit turns like white.
Dang.
I think I'm joking. Yeah.
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 My boy's stressing out here.
Rap beefs.
I forgot to put my cool shakes on. Yeah, I've had gray hair since I was 16, though, man. I don't know what the hell was stressing me at 16. You know what I'm saying?
They tell you, did you start pulling them out or what? They say when you pull out, you get like 10 more.
No. I don't know what you're talking about.
You ain't never heard that?
Yeah.
You ain't never heard that?
No, but he's shaving it, that's why.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
No, but I never shaved it. I was just kind of trim it down. I've had that beard for like 11 years now.
Was it black or gray?
It's black. Because I dyed it.
He said it's peppered.
It's peppered. Hey, no, but all bullshit aside, welcome back to the show, man. I don't even know what kind of format we have anymore. It's been so damn long, but how y'all been, man? Like we haven't just talked about.
Man, I've been good. I've been chilling, you know.
Yeah. How's the industry treating y'all?
Grinding, man. Just grinding, working, going. You know what I'm saying? Tunnel vision. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
What about you, man? How's the industry been? The media side.
Well, I've been fucking off.
We need a fucking up button.
I know. I'm telling you. Nah, I ain't been doing shit. Nah.
He got that PlayStation 5.
That's the sad thing. I haven't even been playing. Last weekend I played fucking Nintendo 64.
Harder to get hold of.
He said last week I wasn't playing Xbox. I was playing the Nintendo 64.
You know what I'm saying? I spent money on the fucking PlayStation for no reason. Nah, you know what happened? You know how Britney Spears had that fucking mental breakdown when she shaved her head?
Yeah.
That's what happened with my beard. But we're going to keep it moving.
Like Samson, all your powers in the beard.
Y'all laughing it inside. I'm like,
man,
why are they laughing?
Look, listen. The power is in the beard, in the hair.
You know what I'm saying? The beard's gone. My energy's gone. I don't know what the fuck happening. Nah, so a lot of shit has been happening since we left, man. Since we've been on. We had a lot of new releases we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about some of the new mixtapes that have dropped, singles, and some of the news that been going around social media. I don't even know how much we want to talk about this anymore because it feels like it's a little played out. But I guess it is Texas, and it's a big part of Texas. We kind of have to talk about it. The whole Trae and Zero beef. How you guys feeling about the whole situation?
Man, I've said this many times on the show. Zero's my favorite rapper. So when I saw them on the ground, balled up, getting punched, I felt some type of way.
Why?
Because a man only balls up whenever they're getting jumped like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you meant like you lost respect for him or something.
It's not that I lost respect for him, but...
Sometimes you got to take an L and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to look at a bigger picture. Like my dad was saying in Spanish, más vale que digan aquí corrió que aquí quedó.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, let me take this L and keep it moving. I got more to lose than to prove something that's worth nothing to these guys and to the people. Yeah. Like, who? Honestly, if that was me, I don't give a fuck what you think.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. At the end of the day, it's about my family and what I got to lose.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were. That's why I was wondering what you meant when you said you felt some type of way. 'Cause a lot of people were like, "Oh, I lost respect for Zero. I would have done this, bro. You're a lame. You ain't got shit to lose. That's why."
But I did wonder why the video started with him balled up on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the first one that got released.
Yeah, it was. And then a week later, after all these fools said we did not jump him, you get the second angle where they were jumping him.
So I have a theory.
That's
But,
crazy.
but before we get to that, I got a theory. But before we get to that, I think that was my biggest issue with Trae. And, you know,
The truth?
I guess. The Trae, not so truth. My issue was him coming out and talking to his fans and saying we didn't jump the man, blah, 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 blah.
It wasn't 7-on-1.
Yeah, and then
It
you
was
see the video
6-on-1.
and it's like, damn, you came out and lied to your fans, bro.
And even the dude that was hitting him, he said,
J-Town?
yeah, he said we did not jump him. It was 1-on-1. Like, why would you even say that if that ain't even the truth?
You should have just...
Yeah, don't say
Don't say
that.
nothing. Should've just let it be.
Yeah,
Why are you
facts.
gonna say we did not jump this man, and then a week later there's footage of y'all jumping the man?
Because now it's a bad look.
Yeah, facts.
But yeah,
Especially
I
when they
mean,
name the truth.
But I mean, too, like where we're living in, and like if they're recording,
You know somebody's recording.
you feel me? Like, bro, you know, there's another POV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I thought when I first seen him balled up. I was like, oh nah, like hold up, he wouldn't be balled up like that just on some one-on-one shit. Like that automatically is like, man, they was jumping this man. That automatically popped up in my head. Then you pop up with another POV, then it's like, oh shit.
So GeeLove, as a rapper that gets lied on all the time, and you stay quiet, how do you feel about this?
To be honest with you, sometimes you just gotta stay quiet. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's what even, you know, Trae the Truth. Like, I mean,
We got Anna Mays over here. Anna, you say you've read 48 Laws of Power, right? One of the laws is to not... I can't remember the name of the law, but one of the laws is basically saying when somebody talks about you, if you defend yourself, it's not a good look because why are you defending yourself if it's a lie?
yeah.
So it's better just keep it quiet and let them...
Think whatever, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I mean, shit, that's you know your truth, man. You know what I'm saying? You know
Yeah.
what you are, you know what it is. So it's like, what I gotta prove, what I gotta say, man. Let them talk, let them believe what they want to believe. Shit.
I can't.
I just hate that it's happening to Houston, right?
Yeah, facts.
So this brings me to my theory, but before I get into that, go ahead. You were going to say something.
No, I was just gonna say I love situations like this because you watch so many people jump fence when they think that something happened the way it didn't happen, and
They've been to
then
the
you
border?
see him like running away and like, I don't fuck with them anyways.
Like
And
how
then-
you said, like, oh, they lose respect, like they jump the fence
Yeah.
real quick, and then they see the other POV, and they're like, oh shit, let me jump back. Nah,
yeah,
it
people
don't work
see the
like
truth,
that.
and then they're like, oh, shit.
It don't work like that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, shit. Like back to what you were saying. I mean, it's happening in Houston, bro. Like, bro, like that's why Atlanta stole the juice.
Yeah. So this is, speaking of Jews, brings me my theory. We've seen 50 Cent fucking with Trae and them, right? We know who 50 Cent is. He's the king of steering shit up, right? Do y'all think this is some sort of publicity stunt that 50 and Jay Prince might be behind to try to bring light back to Houston? Because, first of all, the whole jumping situation, this has been happening. This is behind closed doors beef that's been happening for the longest. Why did it take place after a 50 Cent event? Probably one of the biggest events Houston has had in a while. At least that much attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Second, Zero being out of character doing all these interviews. I feel like Zero would have just took the loss, come back with a fucking mixtape or a diss track, and move on from there. But starts TMZ shows up on TMZ.
A
then
week
shows,
later,
yeah, and then shows
with the
up on,
other view.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that makes me feel like it's some sort of publicity stunt.
Hey, even in Jay Prince's book, he talks about how Floyd Mayweather, when he was managing him, how he would get him to do things like this, you know?
You see what I'm saying? So,
and
so
even
that makes
and
me...
Zero dissed 50 Cent back in the day. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
On that Scarface song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel like there's an agenda behind this whole situation.
Never
But
know.
it might be... It's
I
not-
mean, POV. You know what I'm saying?
I say POV, I think of porn. You need to stop.
Yo, hot dogs.
You say hot dog?
Hey, he got all excited. He got excited.
You said hot dog?
He said Gleezy.
Bro, chill.
Gleezy, stupid ass.
I just felt what you said.
It's like he's been waiting. He was waiting to say it or something.
Yeah, she said POV all the time. Just like
Nah, but it's like, well, I mean, for those of you who don't know what POV is, point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
oh, that's what it means.
But the viewers, you know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all don't know, it's point of view. But it's like, you know, different point of views. Like, it's however you would see it. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It could be that. They could be doing some publicity stunt. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Because Houston needs it. We're struggling.
Yeah.
Our music scene's struggling.
Are we?
Hell yeah. we're pretty much irrelevant compared to what we used to be. Not saying the talent ain't there. I'm
Because
just
they
saying there's no light on it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So,
I heard the anime's coming to Houston.
our animators was in Peru spitting with llamas and shit. What was it? that was a dad joke. I was like, didn't she be spitting?
Anime's comedy tour coming soon.
Tour coming soon.
Speaking of beefs, man. Speaking of beefs, did you hear about? There were so many fights that happened while we were gone. Some which we cannot talk about. We will not talk about. But we're definitely going to talk about the whole SPM and Mr. Capone. As you guys may know, about a month ago, Capone came to Houston and decided to make a post on Instagram and talk about, I don't understand. I love Houston. I don't understand how you guys keep showing support to the South Park molester. And his Instagram comments just started blowing up with the Dope House faithful. And rightfully so. There's no need for this dude to be taking shots at SPM when SPM's locked up. Whether he did it or not, you shouldn't just be taking shots 15 years later when this dude can't even defend himself, right?
Yeah.
So, shouts out to the Dope House faithful. As always, they came out and basically the comments were not even supporting his comment. The comments were just going in on him. So, about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Capone, a video pops up with Capone's basically begging this dude to buy his tickets. Like, come on, you buy them right now, it's $40. And the guy's like, well, I got to go check. Well, if you got to buy them right now because, you know, they're selling, man, just get them out the way. He's like, well, I need to find a babysitter. Man, you're going to find one. Just get it. Like, he's begging this dude for the tickets. I get it. He's hustling. I get it. I've done sales before. You kind of have to make the sale or you're going to lose it. But then the Dope House faithful got a hold of the video. And they blew it up, and it says SPM would never, and basically make this big deal of SPM would never be in the parking lot selling tickets or begging to sell tickets. And I'm like, yeah, but he did. You know what I mean? Like he did. Obviously, he's from Texas. He's from Houston, so he doesn't have to do it in Houston. Mm-hmm. But we don't know what he did in Cali's parking lot. You say Capone? I'm sure Capone don't have to do that in Cali. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know he was in San Antonio for the longest, but you know, Houston don't really have that love for cholo rap, right?
Yeah.
So back to what GeeLove said, ain't no shame in that. But what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's how a lot of artists start up. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, SPM was at lowrider shows selling CDs, just like we all were, like we all been. Like you got to build that bridge. I don't see SPM. I don't think he would be out there selling tickets now.
Of course not. He don't have to. Yeah, he don't have to. Probably be selling candy. Well, that got awkward. Quick. No comment from anybody? They're just going to leave me to drown. I'm just drowning here.
Was that like a dad joke? The llama be spitted.
We should make that a button when it gets awkward. Just like, you know the difference between or whatever the hell she said. What was the full joke?
Why did the llama win the rap battle?
Why?
Because it be spitting. That was my anime's voice.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, that was some of the stuff that's been going on, man, with the whole HTown Beefs. That sucks, but
I mean, that isn't that what like hip hop is though? You know what I mean? Like that's where it started. You know what I'm saying? Like as far
it gets more
as,
interesting.
Like, it
gets more interesting like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like
it got too friendly, way too friendly.
Exactly.
Like, hey man, fuck you.
Can't nobody say nothing. Can't nobody say nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, yeah. I mean, shit. Would you say times have changed though?
What, as far as how friendly it got?
No, just because
I think
it has to do
cycles.
with
It goes through cycles.
also the generations. I mean, the generations are getting, you know what I'm saying, like softer and softer.
Yeah.
But because they're evolving, you know what I'm
There's
saying?
a lot of rappers be dying, be getting shot over rap beefs. I think 50 Cent kind of turned rap into wrestling. And that's when rap, that's especially when gangster rap took a huge turn. Especially when he lost with Kanye West, like 50 Cent turned rap into wrestling because everything was a fucking beef. Everything was so fucking dramatic and lights. And
look who he beefing with right now.
I'm gonna tell you my opinion right now. I feel we lost as a fan base as a whole. We fucked up the music industry, right? Because at the end of the day, we forget that music is really entertainment. It's all it is.
Facts.
And for some reason, we made it to where it's got to be real gangster rap. No, it's fucking entertainment, bro. If you just happen to be a fucking gangster that raps, hey, dope. Then you rapping real shit. But at the end of the day, music was meant to be an entertainment, a fucking getaway for people. And we made it to where it's everybody shooting everybody, and then they make these fucking slick ass comments because that's then, you know, the generation we live at now. We can make, you know, diss people on the internet, make a comment on the microphone,
rather than sustain a conversation.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's what I was speaking about when I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Like the generations are getting like more sensitive and stuff like that. Like we're not able to sustain a conversation and just, you know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of these problems would be fixed with a conversation.
Facts. What? Say that again.
How did I say it?
A lot of these problems.
A lot of these problems could be fixed with a conversation. All we gotta do is be mature about it, sit down, let's talk about it, and keep it moving.
And that's why sometimes the OGs got to step in and say their piece, but sometimes the youngsters...
This OG be stirring shut up,
sometimes the youngsters don't be listening.
Like he, you know, like, he be stirring shut up. The last episode, we had to edit some shit.
I mean, I will take sides. I will take sides.
But see, that's the problem. We shouldn't be taking sides. We should be like, you as an OG should be like, hey, let's find common ground. Not to be like hug it out, but hey, let's talk about it. If at the end of the day,
I do a lot of that.
If at the end of the day, A and B doesn't want to get along, then whatever. But at least we talked about it now.
Oh yeah.
And if you guys, you know, still fuck each other, like fuck you, okay, cool. At least we tried.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what it is whenever, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is whenever you riding with the same like-minded individuals, you know what I'm saying? That love, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we understand that shit. A conversation can fix anything, you know what I'm saying? I feel like my generation should understand that, but I feel like my generation is lacking in that.
Wait, what is your generation? What age?
Don't worry about none of that.
But a lot of people,
I knew that was coming.
A lot of people do fraudulent ass shit, and some shit can't be forgived. There's some lines that
but you still gotta have the conversation.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not if you do some fucked up ass shit.
For example, what? I need some context. No, I mean, like, all bullshit aside.
Like, for example,
don't give me your exact example, but you can flip it around so it doesn't sound exactly who you're talking about. I just want I legit want to have
like the game. You know what I'm saying? Like what the game has changed into. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you meant the rapper of the game.
Nah,
like okay, 50 Cent.
That's
50
what we were talking about.
Recording Young Buck. That was some of the most fakest shit ever. Why did we forget about that?
Yeah, that was.
This dude's opening up to you, apologizing to you, and instead you turn around and turn in him, show everybody he's crying, like his fucking honest, sensitive side, just to make fun of him for your own gain. Yeah. That's some weak ass shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't gangster.
You know what I mean?
That's what motherfuckers lose.
And that's why I say he turned it into wrestling. Because like you said, that's some fake ass shit.
Yeah. But I wish we can just have conversations, man. Because there's a lot of talented artists out here, and they're doing a lot of dumb shit.
Have I not tried to have a lot of conversations with a lot of people about a lot of bullshit?
Man, like, I see you put a lot of youngins on game. Like, as far as, like, you know, like, hey, like, from music to personal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and shit.
I have a lot of conversations with a lot of people about a lot of things. Like I said on a post this last week, my door is always open for any conversation.
A post. I was like, we didn't record last week. And then I was like, oh, he said a post. Yeah. Yeah, it's, you know. Another thing I want to talk about, I've talked about this before, man, but it's been a year and I got a little notification on my Facebook memories and it reminded me, and I really want to bring it back up because the other day I was at an event and I felt a certain type of way about what was happening at that event with the artists. I interviewed a Crim from Crim's Crib, Hate Proof. Both are inactive, but that's where he's from. And he mentioned how Mexicans, Hispanics in Texas don't have their own identity, right? And he talked about how we make fun of Cali Hispanics, but that's their identity. When you hear a Cholo dressed a certain way, you know they're from Cali, right? Like, you know, oh, this guy's from Cali because of the way he talks, the way he dresses. And in Texas, maybe I'm getting old. I don't know if I'm getting old. Y'all let me know if I'm getting old. But I was at an event, and this guy comes out with a Mexican flag and starts talking about, oh, I'm a Mexican, blah, 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 blah. And then starts dropping, nigga this, nigga that, I'm a real ass nigga. And I was like, I'm getting old, bro, because I feel like, are you really representing for the Mexicans, or are you just wearing the flag? And it made me think of the whole, we don't have our own identity. Because as soon as, I'm those people that when you would tell them, well, you act black, nah, this is the way I was raised. Yeah, but it's still not my identity.
But I mean, it kind of is. It kind of is Texas identity.
Is it?
That's who we are. Yeah, it is.
But we're borrowing somebody's culture to create our
But it's
identity.
because we have a melting pot here.
Yeah,
Like in Cali, the races are beefing with each other. Here, we hang out more.
Congregated.
That just, we can't get along. I'm not saying beef with them. I'm just saying let's.
I mean,
But isn't that where the problem stems from? Like how we talk about how like Houston is like lacking music right now. Isn't that what it stems from? Like exactly what we're speaking about right
lack
now,
of culture?
as far as a support period. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying don't support people. I'm just saying be more original.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
but that is originality. Double cups,
Texas thing.
swangers,
Yeah.
screw music.
But we're still borrowing that.
How are we borrowing it?
Because
when that's our culture, we've been there with everybody else. This is our culture. This is where we're from. This is what
Houston have their
represents
own
us.
culture?
Yeah, but who started this culture? DJ Screwing now.
And who was DJ Screw?
And who was in the car with them listening to the music?
I don't know. Who was?
I don't know, but
I knew where you were going with it. I'm just being an asshole now. I don't know.
But I'm saying, how do we have this as part of our culture? Obviously, it was us. Like, you'll hear K-Reno, you'll hear Zero talk about that Hispanics are their number one fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And
how is that not our culture?
Support. That's why it goes back to support. You know what I'm saying? Because what did DJ Screw stand for? You know, love, unity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was when the music scene in Houston was popping. That's when Paul Wall, Slick Thug, and they came together and said, let's unite. That's how we gonna make it out. And that's where the Houston scene is lacking in that. You know what I'm saying? Unity.
And what did Bun B say on Smooth Vegas podcast about Latinos? Number one fans, number one supporters, number one customers.
Yeah, fact.
So, I mean, and everything you're saying goes back to what I'm trying to say. Why can we support our culture?
Yeah, that's a better question.
What we're feeding and borrowing a different culture.
So
that
how
doesn't
is
really belong to us.
SPM if we don't support our culture?
What do you mean?
How did he become SPM? Who supported SPM?
Mexicans.
So what?
So that's our culture, right? What
is it?
was
We
the?
need another-
Yes.
I'm not saying, this is like saying, but you're rich. I get it. SPM made it.
I guess you're saying about the identity part.
The identity
Yeah,
part.
that's our culture. What did SPM talk about? Screw music.
And it goes back to what I say. Maybe I'm getting old, but I get real bothered by the word nigga nowadays, by Hispanic. It bugs me. It's like, bro, stop. There's other words we can use.
I can understand
like,
that.
there's other words we can use.
But
Let's
it's part of
fucking
our
expand
culture.
our vocabulary, but we can get rid of it, bro.
Yeah.
It's like saying, like,
facts.
ignorance exists, but it can't be destroyed. Like,
Right.
Like, I hung out with number of black folks. I grew up in a black neighborhood, and it was like nigga this, nigga that. But then as I got older, I was like, bro, respect the fucking word. Like, and it really became when an older dude came to me at the job where I used to be working at, and he was like, hey, why you say nigga so much? And I was like, well, bro, I grew up.
That's been in my vocabulary.
Yeah, I grew up in Prairie. This is how I learned English, because I didn't know English when I came to Texas. And then he's like, well, you know what the word stands? I was like, I look at it as my dog, my homie.
Yeah,
He's like, what? I respect that. He's like, but for us older people, it means this and this, and it could be disrespectful. Yeah. So at that point, I was like 23. So it's been, 12 years. Goddamn. So then I looked at it different, and I slowly started let go of the word. To where I use it when I feel comfortable with my friends.
Yeah.
But very lightly. Not what it used to be. And as I've gotten older, like I said, I went to that event, and I kept hearing the word, and I was like, We need to stop, man. Like,
Yeah.
we got so many other words. I'm not saying say vato, ese, and all that
Yeah.
shit either, but there's so many other words we can use to we're just dumb and shit. I mean, I was talking to GT when he said he don't use cuss words, and I was like, because you read a lot. And he's like, I don't. But I would think if you educate yourself enough, you don't have to say cuss words. You don't have to say nigga. You don't have to say a lot of things.
I agree. I personally use the word a lot less than I used to.
I mean, I guess that's
still
what rap
but-
is, vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? Like, many rappers don't read no more. Like, motherfuckers ain't reading no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not expanding their vocabulary. So how do you expand that from going from what, like you said, you know, a lot of these motherfuckers learned the same way. Like, they didn't know English, so that's how they learn. You know, and maybe they don't know. They probably the same way as far as like not knowing where it stems from or whatnot. So that's how they speak and stuff. So I guess educating. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to educate. You know, these youngsters. It goes back to all that. You know.
But it's here in Texas. It's here as part of our culture. So when somebody says it, then I understand. I personally try to use it less. I still say it, but
Yeah,
I mean, it is what it
it
is.
slips out every now and then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm getting old, man, because I saw this dude pull out with a Mexican flag, and she was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, where's my raza at? Blah, blah, blah. And then just transformed. And I was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I feel like it's part of our culture. That's my.
So I say all that now that I get y'all's input. Do y'all think that's also why, as the generations get older, the people that actually support the music, because I feel like all the younger generation, everybody wants to be a creator, right? So the support is not really there, and the older generation is starting to let go of wanting to be a creator and more of being the support system for these artists. Do y'all think that's why the lack of Hispanic major artists? Because it goes back to what I was telling you. You have these Mexicans or the Hispanic artists, because there's a Colombian dude that stays in Mexico and he's blowing up. He raps in Spanish or whatever, but he sticks to his actual roots, and he's getting support, obviously, in Mexico and all of down there. I was going to say Central America. I guess Central America, right? Yeah. And then they're coming into the States now, and they're getting the same love and support, and they're blowing up. And why is it not happening with us over here?
I mean, that's a valid point. I mean, or
Maybe it goes back to the identity part, you know, as far as like, I mean, SPM, I guess SPM found his identity, and then that's where the people were like, boom, you know what I'm saying? And they supported him, you know what I mean? And it's that's where that, like not having the identity in place, and then, you know, putting the product out there, you know, as far as the music, and, you know, people gonna be supporting or not, if it's good or not. I mean, shit.
So we need a culture overload? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything.
We need
I'm
an
saying-
intervention. That's what the fuck we need.
Yeah, we need to
Culture intervention.
we need to get our child people in here and you know, sit them down with some llamas and show them how to speak.
Show
them how to
read.
speak.
No Cassie.
Fell asleep. God damn, we're boring. Let's talk about Peruvian artists.
She got jet lag. She was in Peru.
I want to ask you about Peru because I want to travel somewhere in another country. We'll talk about that after the show. But anyways, but yeah, that's what I got this week, man. You got anything you guys want to talk about, or do
No.
we just move on to releases and whatnot?
Let's move on to releases.
Let's move
Is there
on to the
anything you want to talk about,
releases.
Gino?
Shit, nah.
All right.
Fuck y'all, dude. Let's talk about new releases, man. While we were gone, Miss Gold dropped a new
Last
single.
week.
Right? I keep feeling like it's a long ass time. That's why I keep making it sound like, well, we were gone, like it's been a month or so.
It's because you gave us a vacation, JVaz.
You know what it was though? I think the reason I feel like it's been so long is because last time we were here, I really wasn't here. Like I was here physically, but not mentally.
But you really did give us a week off. You said we're taking this week off, but we just here so quick.
Selfishly, I gave myself the week off because I knew I had to get
He wanted to play PlayStation 5.
Hey, all bullshit aside, that's what I did. Like this past weekend, my friends were like, "Hey, let's go out. It's Labor Day weekend." I was like, "I need a weekend to where I just go back to my happy place and do something that's gonna make me happy for the next 3-4 days, right?"
Yeah.
So I would like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Damn, yeah, I did take like more than 3 days. So like Thursday, they were like, "We need to go out to what?" I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay in." I stayed in. I had drinks at the house, and I was just playing Nintendo 64. Friday, I stayed at the house all fucking day. I went to go drop off my mom. She went to Mexico. My mom, my sister, and my brother-in-law went to go drop them off. Then came back home, played video games, drunk again. Saturday, I worked in the backyard, played video games, got drunk again. It's like every day I was like, even Monday,
Oh, you been drinking again, JVaz?
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Miss Gold drop her new hot shit. Go boss.
Meanwhile,
Hey, when you invited us over for fajitas, that's what I want to know.
You know what I'm saying?
Where's the cook at?
So, next weekend.
I bet.
Say less.
So,
Sign us up.
I got a funny story about that. No, but anyways, so I took that time. I was like, I need to take like a whole week to where I just go back to the basics and get my mind right again. So that's why I was like, I don't want to record and come in here with, like, I mean, the energy was off last time. You know what I mean? And you know, it could have been both those, but I feel like it was mainly me because, like I said, I was here, but I wasn't.
I agree.
So I was like, hey, let me get back and have something to talk about. Because last time we just showed up and we didn't talk about anything. Yeah. I mean, we edited half the fucking
Well, the
episode.
last one was a K Reno episode.
Before that, our episode was like this. But
y'all needed a GeeLove.
You need a GeeLove mode, right? So while we were gone, being unproductive, or whatever the word is, Ms. Gold dropped a new single called Boss.
Boss.
New single, new music video visual for it. And I like it. I mean, you know, it's Ms. Gold. I'm going to like it. Right? I mean, as long as she has that voice, I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
The visuals are always clean and on point.
Yeah,
I like how she had this cold, clean fucking
Speak
look.
about bias and shit.
Speaking about bias.
Feel me though? Fuck.
I know.
Fuck you,
but, you know, I don't know if you guys got a chance to check it out. Did y'all?
Yeah, I fuck with
Talk
it.
to
It's
us.
dope. Man, I like the little boss outfit.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm
saying?
dead.
Yeah.
Shit, I fuck with my goal. She
The
be
music,
doing her
guys.
thing.
The music. What did you like
No,
about
yeah.
the music?
She wasn't dressed sexy. She was dressed in a fucking business suit.
Yeah. It was
Okay,
business.
the music, guys. The music.
She was talking about boss. Like, you got to have the right visual for the track.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Let's talk on that.
He's like, oh.
Elaborate, because that joint was hot. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, the visual made sense.
Yeah.
Boss.
I'm waiting for y'all. He's like, it made sense, and I was like, yeah, it did.
All right, next off.
What you got? What you got?
Shit, I checked out Manic Beats new record spins. You get to check that out.
I did not.
So I was fucking with it, man. It's real dope. He be like on a different type of vibe. I wouldn't say EDM, but he definitely put a lot of different
What was he
influences in there. It wasn't a video.
Khakis.
Khakis.
He was wearing khakis.
Nah, but I fuck with it. It's a dope
Yeah.
shot.
Shouts out to Manic Beats.
Oh, really?
Let's see. We're gonna talk about Chop the Father here in a little bit. Before we get into that, the Mexican OT dropped a new project. It was I believe it was like a 13-track project called Nonsense and Mexican Shit. Dropped August 26th with his new single September 8th, Mexican OT, Currency, and I'm gonna mess this name up just because I don't know exactly how you pronounce it. You got it.
Kevlar Dion?
Kevlar?
Yeah.
So the 3 is the E?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if it was, something else. But Kevlar Dion, I really like it. It was a different vibe from what you used to listening to with OT.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you listen to OT and it's like they're fast spitting, you know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like the double R's, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
he be doing. And this one was more laid back.
Yeah.
Felt like a summer jam. And I liked it. And you know, obviously the project was a lot of the singles that he's been released the last year. So there's not much to talk about there besides they were all dope. I think one of the new ones was probably Virgil when he just talks about, you know, himself. But overall, I like the project, and I really like the September 8th track. Did you get to check it out?
I haven't checked out the album, but I did check out the video. The video, I was fucking with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a dope video. Like you said, it's kind of chill. Summer vibes. Yeah, I was
Summer
fucking with
vibes. What else you got for us?
it. Chop the Father.
Chop the Father, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let you take over this one, because whenever I asked when somebody was gonna drop the next couple of weeks, we got a lot of, hey, have you checked out Chop the Father? I was like, yeah, we gonna talk about it. So go ahead and talk to us about how you feel about it.
Man, he was my artist of the week one time. He dropped the Lemon Tape. Now I'm fucking with it, man. I kind of like this new HTown style. They're bringing back hip hop. No
Identity.
No singing. No just fucking raw ass beats. Just spitting lyrics, spitting hooks, features. All the features come in spitting like.
Yeah, no, that album was definitely fire as fuck, for real. Like, he had some dope ass features.
Dope beats.
Dope Man killed a one track. I
Yeah,
heard.
Conquer.
Yeah, no, facts. And man, I ain't gonna lie. When I was listening to it, I kind of like had like don't know if it was an epiphany. I don't know what you want to call it, but you know, I saw that different, like he found his sound. You know what I'm saying? Like he found his lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
young prophets out here type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's an 8-track project. Got that track with Doe Man. I think we talked about that single whenever
Yeah.
you made him the artist of the
Artist
week.
of the week. Yeah.
Rock'em Sockers, I guess.
Rock them suckers. Sockers.
Rock'em Sock'em or something like
Rock them suckers.
Suckers. I guess it's supposed to be suckers,
Suckers,
right?
yeah,
It's supposed to be
suckers,
but,
yeah, rock them suckers.
with DFD Baby.
Yeah.
25 Bibles. That was dope. And Peekaboo, I guess, with AB Raps. Shouts out to AB Raps. Some of the tracks that I really like that made my playlist. But I mean, overall, Questions was dope as well. I've Been was dope as well. I mean,
Yeah.
overall, it's a dope project. It's again back to what you said. I like what's going on with this group, especially. You know what I'm saying? Shop the Father. You got Chicano Vega supporting them. You got AB Raps. You got Carlos Slim. And I know they got an event coming up here next month, and hopefully we can get them on here and talk about the project itself, and then obviously about the event that's coming up.
And I really fuck with the cover too. It was dope. His daughter holding the lemon, and the whole concept of the lemon tape.
Yeah, shit, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
Make lemonade, dry ass lemons.
So shout out to the boy Chop the Father, man.
And to be back like a Mexican,
So on the
like a real
17th,
Mexican.
check this out. The 17th, I'm having a party at the house. And I didn't really invite too many people, but
I didn't get no invite.
I know,
you get
right?
an invite, GeeLove?
Yeah,
you get an
you
invite.
see? This is the type of shit I be talking about. This is the type of shit I be talking about.
hold on, here's the funny part.
What type of shit I be
so
talking about,
you
y'all?
guys haven't got the invite. However, the other day I was on Snapchat and I get a message and said, "Hey, I was still invited to your birthday party," and I was like, "What the fuck?" So then I text Lucky and I was like, "Hey, remember those people that helped me out when I fucking dislocated my thumb?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did I invite them in May to come to my party in September?"
I'm dead.
He's like, "Yeah, you tell them you're gonna have a housewarming, you're gonna have your birthday party. They're invited to everything." I was like, "What the fuck?"
And they remember?
They remember.
That's what was the trippy part about it.
We can't even get an invite.
That's fucked up.
I'm not drunk. I have to be drunk to invite people.
That's fucked up.
I know that shit tripped me out. I
This
was
is the type
like,
of shit I be talking about.
I invited people.
Fuck this industry.
Hey, before we wrap this up though, we got artists of the week. Talk to us about your artists of the week. Never Die.
Man, I've put Highway Gang as my artist of the week before, but man, my boy Loke killing it, man. My boy out of Odessa, he just constantly working.
956. Oh no,
That's definitely the Valley.
that's the Valley. Sorry, shout out to the Valley boys. You know what I'm
I
talking
don't know
about?
what
Yo,
Odessa is. I don't know what the area code is.
I think
I get it.
it's 915, but I could be wrong. So y'all don't murder me. Y'all don't murder me.
Don't murder us on the wrong area code. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
we got
but
different
shit.
holes in different area codes.
Shit, he was here in H-Town for that Urban Goods H-Town event. Shit, he flew in that day and flew back out. And he came in just for that show. Man, he did a Wild Wild West Fest out there. He performed at Straight Out of Texas over there in Odessa with Crystal Poppin and GT Garza a couple weeks ago. He got a new album coming out in November featuring, him and Maintain are collabing out of Dallas called Texas Connected. And he got his Chente video and single dropping soon. Him and K Fuentexes and Highway Yellow gonna be doing Highway Mexican soon. Boy, staying busy, man.
Shouts out.
Constantly
That's work.
working, man.
That's work.
Yeah, constantly moving.
Shouts out to them. The Highway Gang does stay active. I don't have an artist of the week. I have a creator of the week. You know what I'm saying? My boy Anthony Sanchez. You know what I'm saying? You familiar with Anthony Sanchez?
I haven't heard of Anthony Sanchez.
Okay, so Anthony Sanchez is a dude that got in a motorcycle wreck. Fucked up his back, paralyzed from the chest down.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have easily just
Given
up. Instead, homeboy got out here, lost some weight, got all, you know what I'm saying, started modeling and shit for magazines and whatnot. So, I don't know if he did magazines. I don't know why I said magazines. Commercials and shit. You know what I'm saying? Nah, so anyways, he's on JCPenney's website. He's on Walmart for glasses, and he does commercials for fucking Applebee's and all this shit, right? He's doing commercials and all kinds of shit. That's not the only reason I'm picking him. The reason I'm picking him is because the impact he's having on people, right? Mm-hmm. So mothers and shit are constantly hitting him up on TikTok or Instagram about, hey, my son is also, paralyzed from whatever down, and you're giving them hope that they can come out here and be somebody and still be somebody instead of just giving up. So I think that's very unique, man, because it becomes something that's bigger than himself. Obviously, giving hope to the younger generation, to just people overall. And that's why I wanted to make my boy Anthony ASIC. If Anthony, I think it's like Ant can, I can. So that's his little hashtag. So make sure you guys follow him on social media. We'll have the link on the description of the podcast, description of the video, and right here on the screen. Anthony Sanchez is my creator of the week. And that's all I got. Anything else you guys might have before we wrap this one up?
Well, JVaz had a special request to bring back Texas OG classic albums for this episode.
Talk to us.
So I got Lone Star Riders Wanted,
Lone Star Riders,
which was a collab between South Park Mexican and Happy P. Happy P did all the beats, and then of course there was a bunch of Dope House affiliated artists on there. Starts off with the intro, Low G, Happy P, SPM, and Happy P just wrecked that whole, man. It was dope ass intro. Then What You Tripping For had Baby Bash and Happy P on there. It's like that.
Max Minnelli. Forget about Max Minnelli.
Was he on there?
Hell yeah.
You sure?
Hell yeah.
I listened to it today.
Max Minnelli was on there.
Okay.
So What You Tripping For?
It's like that. It had Paparoo on the hook, Drunk Man Talking, South Park Mexican. That's What Hustlers Do, which probably my favorite track on there with Max Minnelli, Grim and Rashid. To the Grave, Shut 'Em Down Records, Take It Off with Pancho V, Powder, Tommy G, Soto, La La La. Man, it was just a dope ass album, man. Happy P was killing he's still killing them beats, but killing the beats, and then that's when Dope House was like at its strongest. So
now that you mention it, Max Minnelli was only talking on the beginning of the track.
Yeah.
He wasn't really on the track.
Yeah.
He's still on that hoe though.
Still featuring him.
And I was listening to it, and Pimpstress had a dope ass verse, but I couldn't find it when I was looking for it again.
Was it on Soul Throne?
I think so.
I think it was on Soul Throne.
Yeah, and she wrecked.
Hey, this was one of my favorite fucking projects. Hey, I got a question for Happy, but before we let that go, this was one of my favorite projects, man. Lone Star Riders Wanted was probably the best Lone Star Riders project to my liking.
And they all three were dope, but that was
the fourth one. That's what I want to talk about. So I'm gonna clip this purposely and tag Happy P on it because I want to know. At one point, one of my homeboys, which he passed away, R.I.P. to my boy Carlos, had told me he gave me a copy, but my computer crashed, so I can't find it anymore. I think there was a Lone Star Riders CD called Tortillas and Grits, I believe it was what it was called. But I know there's a fourth Lone Star Rider project. I don't know what it's called, and I don't know if it's available on streaming services or what, but I know there is a fourth one. So Happy, again, I'm gonna tag you on this purposely, and can you let us know if there is a fourth one and what the name of it is and how we can get a copy of it?
Or just come on the show.
Oh, just come on. Hello. Nah, but yeah, there is a fourth one. But I'm glad you picked this one because this was my favorite, followed by 40 Days, 40 Nights was probably my second favorite. Yeah. And then the first one jams. I mean, they got a lot of dope tracks on there.
And that Take It Off track with Pancho V, Powder, and Tommy G, that was hard. Take It Off.
Black and Brown Rider Thugs was also dope as fuck.
Yeah, that was
Drunk,
a dope
Drunk Men Talking is a fucking classic.
Yeah.
That's What Hustlers Do.
And then goes that Black and Brown shit.
To the grave.
Black and Brown shit. That's what I'm talking about. Black and Brown shit.
Shouts out to Gold Toes.
Yeah, shout out to Gold Toes.
Hey, that's all we got today. It's episode number 20. We're wrapping up 20 episodes of the Texas Underground Radar.
Is this the end of season one?
Is this the end of season one? Season 2 is going to start out with a bang. So we're going to wrap this up.
Gangsta live.
You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys follow us on our social media pages at The JVaz Show. He ain't looking.
Never
At Mr.
Die.
Never Die.
Never die. GeeLove.
At GeeLove HTX.
Hell yeah.
And hey, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. I started doing some new shit on TikTok, and it's popping. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
And
you dancing, JVaz?
Make sure you guys,
JVaz?
Make sure you guys tune in next week. We're gonna have a special guest joining us on the next week's episode. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And once again, I'm JVaz.
Why did the llama win the rap battle?
Why?
Cause it be spitting.
Thank you guys for watching Texas Underground Radar.
For the people, by the people. Let's go.
Texas motherfucker.